Good evening, South Central Texas. I'm Chief Forecaster David Alford. Hope your guys is, let's see, today is Thursday. Hope your Thursday evening is going pretty well. We got some new developments that we want to deliver to you this afternoon for tomorrow and going into this tonight here in our area. Shout out to Bryce that did your forecast update earlier this afternoon so he can get y'all with the latest information you need to know for this evening. But now we got some new updates, new stuff we're tracking, and so much more. So we'll go ahead and break down every detail you need to know. Of course, if you guys want to see more updates like this, or if you're in the Austin, San Antonio area, consider subscribing to the channel. Smash a like on the stream if you guys enjoy this. And of course, if you do subscribe, make sure you turn on post notifications so you get updates when we go live here as a team on Storm. All right, so now who's ready to get some details? Here's some information on what we're tracking. So here's what's done. Here's what we're tracking. We're watching the Gulf and the Atlantic here throughout the next, at least the next 24 to 36 hours. Tropical moisture Friday into this weekend. And we got your high school football weather. Could that be ruins? I'll have the answer coming your way in just a moment. So first off, here's what we got. Right over here is an area of circulation coming in from the Gulf, the southwestern section of the Gulf. Here's Mexico, here's South Texas, because you see Corpus and Houston right there. So right here is just to their south by at least 300 miles to their south of Houston at least. But this tropical moisture should make a way to the northwest, which we'll take a look at some spaghetti plots here in just a moment. So as of right now, right in this corridor, that's where we're watching the area of spin starting to occur. We got some word that the National Hurricane Hunters went into the storm. They found no disclosed area, so which that means there's no eye, there's no center. There's an area, little center, but there's nothing like too confined right now. So that's why we're dealing with a 50% chance of something tropical that could develop. As of right now, it's just an invest. So it's Invest 98L is what its name is right now. But there is a low wind to a medium confidence chance. So this could actually become a low wind tropical depression, maybe even a tropical storm. But as of right now, I am leaning more toward this to be sticking as an invest or even a low wind tropical depression. But we will see how things go here in the future. And again, the next 36 hours is when we'll have your final answers with things. And that's when we'll know more stuff. But again, right here is the corridor. This is where we have all the moisture. This is where things are setting up right now. However, it's moving northwest, moving at a pretty good clip at 17 miles per hour in pressure over it's over 1,000 millibars. So it's a pretty good storm. Latest synopsis here with a spaghetti model. So I know it's very hard to see, but you can see all these lines here. They're all indicating either South Texas or far northern Mexico. My prediction is it's going to impact South Texas no matter what. And it'll make a run to the southwest. But more of the most consistent models that are most trusted, I guess you could say, they're saying that it could go north, go make a direction to probably somewhere in Corpus potentially, and just fizzle out towards Austin, San Antonio. That's what some models are saying, and that's what I'm kind of leaning more towards. But as of now, this is predicting at least the track will stay towards Mexico or portions of South Texas. So again, we'll see. Lots of ironing out will occur, of course, throughout the next 12 hours. But in the next 36 hours, this is when we should start to see some impacts here in South Central Texas. All right, so here's kind of a zoomed out version or view here of our future track radar. So this is tomorrow evening. Some isolated bits of showers and storms. By the way, guys, don't really focus on exactly where the precip is at. There could be more precipitation than what this is showing right now. There could be less. There could be none potentially, but as of right now, all we know is there is a low wind chance, at least a 10% rain chance for our Friday, for what I'm thinking right now. But then that moisture actually I think the majority of the moisture should stay towards our east, but we can't rule out an isolated shower too. But moisture pulls in from the southeast going into tomorrow. So right around the Houston area, we'll have some of those sea breeze storms that will occur. By Friday night, a little lull in the action, not a whole lot happens, but then by Saturday, that's when things start to increase. And this is where this particular model is saying, hey, that area of spin, the moisture corridor, could make a run right towards San Antonio in the hill country and just fizzle out over there for a few days potentially. So again, we will see how this progresses. We'll see how this goes, but a lot of changes, lots to watch, and lots to monitor with this here throughout the several days. So I have an area circled in dark red. This is saying, hey, there's an area where there could be 1 to 3 inches of rain or heavier than that potentially of rain. So you can see it's pretty consistent from Houston, the Corpus to South Texas. The risk is there for at least 1 to 3 inches of rain, maybe some isolated pockets between 4 to 6 potentially. As of right now, it's mainly a coastal situation, but some models have been wanting to imprint this moving all the way towards central Texas. But again, we will have to see how this plays out. Again, if anybody were to forecast this, anyone were to tell you right now, hey, Austin's going to see 12 inches of rain, Atlanta is going to see 10 inches of rain. It's probably not a good idea to listen to that just yet, because none of the models are being super consistent with this. And some models are saying, hey, we may get nothing in our area. So it's kind of like a, hey, what is going on? What's our best models to trust? And getting some more reliable data and information coming in from like the National Weather Service, the Weather Prediction Center, the Storm Prediction Center. So there's a lot of trusted sources that we trust, and that's why we're on the air delivering you guys the information that you need to know. So again, just if you hear anybody saying like 10 plus inches of rain is expected for a good chunk of our area, at least in the next 24 hours, yeah, that's not happening. So just update you guys on that note there. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at your rain chances for tomorrow. Tomorrow's rain chance, it's low. It's very low. At least a 10% rain chance. I'm not overall confident in rain chances tomorrow. Today's rain chance was very low. It's about a 10% rain chance tomorrow, maybe 10%. Some models have been a little bit aggressive. I think I have a 20% rain chance for Friday tomorrow, but really it's more of a 10%. But again, that better area for rain chances as of right now is mainly east of I-35. Now for tomorrow, again, that's where we will watch this system here very closely. Now, as we get to your Saturday, we have a medium confidence rain chance wise on Saturday where, hey, potentially almost all of us could see some scattered storm chances. As of right now, a 50% rain chance is underway on our Saturday. So again, we will watch things here closely for you here on storm. So now let's take a look at your flooding risk. This is for tomorrow. The Weather Prediction Center has issued a level 1 risk for portions of Lee, Fayette, as well as sections of Caldwell, Guadalupe, and Gonzales counties. So those are those areas that are under a low flood risk for tomorrow. So that's why I'm saying, hey, that 10% rain chance, it's mainly favored in the coastal plains for tomorrow. The rain chances around I-35 points west are not super high, but they're a little bit more greater as there is even a low flood risk underway for tomorrow. So again, that's where we're keeping our eyes on for that 10% rain chance. But as we progress to Saturday, you can see the entire viewing area is under a level 1 out of 4 marginal risk of flooding. This is where we need to watch things closely for the risk of flood advisories, flood warnings, or even flash flood warnings. And again, some of us could pick up between 1 to 3 inches of rain. Some areas may see nothing because this is going to be very isolated, spotty in nature. As we just showed y'all, the models are showing, hey, this might be just a hill country situation. This may just be an Austin situation or San Antonio situation, or this may just be an Eastern County situation. Again, the models are all over the place. So you don't have an exact pinpoint where who will see rain, but overall, the general entire viewing area has a risk for precipitation on Saturday. And if you get underneath that correct or right storm, you could pick up nearly 1 to 3 inches of rain. And unfortunately, the risk is there for isolated higher amounts. Just to be safe, just to be safe, because we tropical waves, tropical moisture, we know how this worked a few weeks ago. So we always got to be very careful and be prepared, especially when there's even a flood risk. So again, this is what Saturday is showing here for our neck of the woods. So tonight's forecast, a low of 78 in the capital city in Austin, warm and humid, partly cloudy here tonight. Tomorrow, 97, hot and humid with some isolated storms underway. You plan to ride the bike tomorrow. Looks great. Mid 80s by 10 a.m. Calm conditions. But by noon, hey, it's going to be hot, muggy, and temperatures in the low 90s. And should just be clear skies. But the possible risk is there for a few baby cumulus clouds that may bubble up. But overall, mainly clear conditions across the area. Besides that, your high temperatures next 7 days 98 Friday. But 94 on Saturday as tropical moisture comes into our forecast, and an upper 90s Sunday into parts of next week. Yeah, the heat and 90-degree weather is still going to be a moral of the story, at least throughout the next couple of days. The rain chances, next couple of days, about a 30% chance on Friday. I'm thinking it's a little too high. My mind has like changed its thoughts with going 30% when we updated this. Now I'm thinking 20 or 10%. I'm not that confident in widespread rain chances. But that's not me saying, hey, rain's not possible tomorrow. Hey, rain is possible tomorrow. It's just not going to be super best as what I'm seeing right now compared to Saturday's weather. Saturday's weather, about a 50-50 shot, 50% rain chance. However, I do think we will have storms on Saturday. Sunday's rain chance is a very low 10%, mainly an Eastern County situation story. And on Monday and Tuesday, some moisture will linger around, and precipitation chances are at about a 20 to a 30% chance. So that's weather here in Central Texas. Now let's talk outside. Here's the Atlantic. This is a monster of a tropical storm, a high-end tropical storm. Just if you want to, just to be honest here, this is about to become a Category 1 hurricane, anyways. But just look at this. Look how massive the cloud field is and the storm with this. This is just insane. Massive storm. Next survives at 11 p.m. Latest update earlier, we had wind speeds up to 70 miles per hour, wind gusts over 70 plus miles per hour. So this storm is insane, and we are just at 999 millibars. So the lower the millibars gets, the strength of this tropical system gets. So again, we will see how this progresses. So now as we take a look at the track here, there it is now. It's a tropical storm. Should be a Cat 1 and get to a Cat 2 and then eventually to a Cat 3 hurricane. So it's going to be a rapidly fast developing tropical system, which could come into a hurricane here, despite potentially later tomorrow or even going into your Saturday. But I think tomorrow is when we'll get this name of a Category 1 hurricane. So here's the spaghetti plots here. One particular model wants to give one to the Gulf. We already have a system right now in the Gulf. We don't need another one. So I think that's wrong, and fingers crossed that is wrong. But overall, literally all the models are saying, hey, this is not going to happen. This is going to curve right back to seas. The Bermuda High will take this back in. Also, the jet stream is very strong up north, so this will cut it back. This will probably bring it right back in. That's why it's a really hard curvature there. And one particular model wants to bring it coming right towards New England. I don't really think that will happen, but we'll keep eyes on that. And of course, a lot of ironing out, a lot of changes will occur here from where we are at now into then. But again, just to know, yes, a hurricane will very likely happen here, at least in the next 12 to 24 hours in the Atlantic. So your forecast for your Saturday at the Dell Diamond, if you're going to go to the Express versus Sacramento, yeah, it's going to be not a bad evening. 88 degrees, double eights. That's not too bad, right? There's probably a nice breeze that's coming in from the south, though. Not very nice, but southerly winds at least 10 miles per hour. Precipitation chance about a 15%. So, but this is going to be in the evening time on Saturday, where I expect the bulk of the precipitation on Saturday, later parts of the morning, and really widespread kind of on Saturday. And then by the early to mid parts in the evening and later parts of the evening, that's where precipitation chances should start to wind down. So it's going to be a little bit tricky for this Express versus Sacramento game, but I do believe there will be some storm chances around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. So as we go and take a look at that forecast for you, for football now, for Burnett High School, we're going to have a scrimmage tomorrow. It's going to be 95 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow. Mostly sunny and humid with a 10% rain chance. South winds at 5 to 10. They're going against Canyon Lake, but look at the hourly forecast. By 6:30, it's 91. Double eights by 7. It's 86 by 8. Then we're talking 85 by 9 p.m. with a mixture of clouds and moon, or sun and moon. But it's going to be very kind of humid and sunny and definitely want those shades and sunglasses, maybe some sunscreen, drink plenty of fluids, water and Gatorade, and of course, do not forget the Dr. Pepper. So your 7-day forecast, it's 98 for Friday because of the football game on Friday, the scrimmage. Again, I don't know if any other school districts in our area have scrimmage tomorrow or games or anything like that. So that's why we're specifically focalizing and Burn It right now. For Saturday, Austin FC, it's green. So that's why it's there. But 94 on Saturday, I think we'll have enough cloud cover in our area to make our temperatures stay in the mid to low 90s on Saturday. Some of us might actually stay in the upper 80s for highs potentially, but majority of us will be in the 90s as of right now for Saturday with a 50% rain chance. Going back to tomorrow real quick, tomorrow's rain chance, I don't think it's that incredible. Maybe a 10-20% chance, 30% maybe, but again, mainly our southeastern counties towards the coastal plains will have that better storm chance. On Sunday, high 98s, just 98s Monday through Wednesday. Yeah, you see this right. We got daily storm chances in our forecast. It's kind of been a moment. It's been a minute kind of since we've last seen some storm chances in our area. So I'm kind of glad we got some storm chances. But on top of that, a lot of people still cleaning up from the floods and stuff like that. So not really a good situation. But again, at least we got some storm chances to cool us down, I guess you could say, here in our viewing area. So that's your forecast. We'll probably do another rerun of that here in just a moment. We will go ahead and switch over to this other computer here. And before we go ahead and do that, I'm going to read some of your comments here real quick, and I'm going to see what y'all have to say. We got Mike here saying, good late evening. Good late evening to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Pac-Man in the chat. Yes, you're early this time. Yo, August. Well, I was with him at earlier. Good evening to you. See you tomorrow. Yep, this is this weekend. Hey, Chris. Is that WSI? Looks very good. Thank you. So, yeah, again, we are live on air. Of course, you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, anything, feel free to comment down below. Want to say hi, feel free to do so. All right, so we'll do a rewind of your graphics here, of your forecast here in just a moment. So here's what's going on the tropics as we switch to max to thank you. So again, right here, this is where we got a 50% chance of development, which we talked about in the full forecast, which again, if you missed it, we'll talk about it again in just a moment. But it's a 50% chance of a tropical depression, maybe a low-end tropical storm to develop. I'm mainly thinking probably sticking with an Invest 98L, but this could become a low-end tropical depression or storm. But again, as of right now, I'm leaning more towards Invest 98L, which we're sticking at right now and where we're at right now, and then potentially a depression. But again, we will see how this occurs here throughout the next little bit. And again, we will have updated information tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Bryce, I assume he'll probably make a video sometime in the afternoon, which is probably would be best because it'll be more of a real updated the forecast. So we'll have that going with the latest afternoon information. And then just a few hours after that, hey, we may be live again tomorrow evening, just like what we're doing right now, but probably sooner than how late we are tonight here at 9:30. Usually we're live by 7. Tonight I was dealing with some stuff, so it took a little bit longer for me to get ready. So my apologies for streaming late tonight, but we'll be back on schedule probably starting tomorrow. So again, guys, right here, it's the corridor. We got some of that moisture right now. There's a lot of cloud cover where you see some of those darker colors, like where you see that blue, that is heavier moisture, likely precipitation, and where you see all these clouds at, there's a good confidence that there is precip falling underneath this as well. Earlier the radar was showing actually a little wave of green, like a little feeder band or outer band of precipitation from this little tropical wave, but that's gone away. So now it's just very light green. So it's very interesting how that is occurring. But I do expect the tropical moisture, the feeder bands at least, to increase here throughout the next couple of hours from now. As we zoom this back out, there's just not a whole lot to talk about, at least here in South Central Texas. I just want to point this out as we're kind of doing a broad out view here. There's severe weather out there in East Texas. Actually, that's in Louisiana. So quickly show that off. So yeah, you can see it right there. So a little severe warning just northeast of Beaumont or Beaumont. So Anyone watching over there or know anyone that's over there? Hey, there's a weather alert over there that we're tracking. All right, back here in Central Texas, you can see that things are relatively quiet. And that's going to be the moral of the story, the trend of the story, where tonight we're going to be dry, we're going to be okay. Fun fact, this morning, like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, we actually had some storms that blossomed in Lee and Milam counties this morning. Is that risk possible tomorrow morning? It's there. I mean, we have the risk to see storms tonight because we have a lot of moisture. But since we had those storms earlier, obviously the storm chance and risk is significantly lower. But I don't think any storms will happen tonight. Even though there's some moisture for it and instability for it, it's just at nighttime, storms have a harder time to develop compared to the daytime where you got the sun versus the moon. So again, relatively, we're going to stay dry for the rest of tonight. So yeah, things are quiet, sound asleep, we're good. Before you go to bed, you're more than welcome to. It's a good night to go to bed tonight. Nothing on radar closer to Georgetown and Burnett. Nothing on the Doppler scan this evening. Reading the comments here. Yes, you do got to do a weekend forecast, and I will not be here. So I'll be here for parts of Saturday, though, for once. So if there's anything tropical that comes our way, you might be a little bit busy. We'll see. Oh, yeah, I've been thinking about this tornado risk. So every time there is a tropical wave or moisture or system that tries to work its way, there's always a risk for a low-end tornado. The Storm Production Center doesn't even have a marginal risk highlighted in our area. I do not think, at least. Let me just double check myself real quick just to make sure I'm right on that. Don't think we have a marginal risk of severe weather for Saturday. So they actually updated tonight's risk, and they're saying no storm chances. So this is tomorrow's rain chance. They're saying the general storm chance is east of 535, as if I was predicting. So east of 535 is, I think, one of the best areas of rain chances. But Saturday, they have a general storm risk for the entire viewing area. So no marginal risk. But it wouldn't surprise me. They potentially could issue a level 1 risk of severe weather for maybe going Galveston, Houston, maybe our southeastern counties through San Antonio, maybe Beeville and Three Rivers and going towards Corpus Christi. I think this general area, maybe even going towards South Texas, there could be a low and marginal risk of severe weather just because of, daytime, summertime heating that we get here in Texas. And on top of that, tropical moisture and tropical weather, definitely don't want to play with, especially with the rain side of things. So again, the risk is there for a tornado, but it's extremely, the ingredients are extremely low. But we could always get one of these storms that could try to kick up and could try to spin as these storms move from east to west. And that's a bit of a trickier situation and trickier forecast and a trickier time to predict if a tornado could occur. But again, especially across the coast, there is that chance. Now, towards Central Texas, the risk is very low. It's potentially just zero, but again, with tropical systems, you can never be off guard, I guess. So if you heard of a tornado alert that was in your area this weekend from like Beeville or Corpus or Houston, don't be surprised because every time there's a tropical system, there's always that risk. Now, for like gusty winds, yeah, that's definitely going to happen for sure. What about hail? That's also a possibility, but yeah, good question there. Tornadoes, there is a chance, but it's not even a highlighted risk, and the odds of it are extremely low. But again, we'll watch it closely. And tomorrow, so we come on the air, we'll see if they issue that new outlook. And if they don't issue it tomorrow, I think they'll issue it on Saturday sometime in the morning. If they don't issue a threat outlook at all, I'll be surprised, very surprised. So that's what we got right now. By the way, guys, this is not going to be a hurricane. We're not expecting a hurricane. I know how Texas weather goes. I know how the Gulf is very well. They could rapidly intensify very quickly in just a short period of time. But very confident that this will not become a hurricane. Very confident this will not become one. I'm leaning more towards of this becoming a tropical depression, maybe tropical storm, but I'm kind of leaning more towards an Invest 98L, where it's the name. That's just the name. It's just an Invest right now. So right in this corridor, that's the Invest. Now, one thing I'm noticing that's actually becoming more noticeable is actually starting to become an area of interest, like an idea where things are starting to go. But this is getting that counterclockwise turn a little bit. But again, it's going to go to the northwest. So I think this will make landfall somewhere in South Texas here soon. I believe there's an earlier on service maps they were printing out an area of high pressure over here, so that's why it's not going to go straight up north, because there was an area of H over here, so that's why it's going to go northwest, which makes a lot more sense. And then eventually it's going to this tropical moisture is just going to scatter everywhere across South Texas, Southeast Texas, Central Texas, and we'll have these multiple chances of precipitation in our area. So again, guys, we will see how this goes. We'll watch this closely. But again, no hurricane anticipated right now. Just a Invest 98L is what we're dealing with right now. Maybe a tropical depression, maybe a low-wind tropical storm, but at least a low-wind tropical depression potentially. But again, National Hurricane Center only giving this a 50% chance. It's a very low chance. So again, guys, that is about it with what we are dealing with tonight. So as we go back to show on satellite, just to show you one more time. I mean, satellite is not even impressive. We don't get an impressive view with this. This is rather disappointing if you want a tropical system to go. I mean, this is not a best imagery ever. Now, if you want to see something that's really cool and imagery, let's go all the way out towards the east. Look at this over here. We got a tropical storm back over here. I mean, we got a well-defined. Wait, that is. Whoa, that's no. This is not a tropical or hurricane. Ignore that. That is just storms. It's back over here. Wait, oh my gosh. 1 second. My apologies. 1 second. This thing. Let's go CONUS. Let's go main development region. And you'll see it a lot more better, more clear. Yeah, look at that. Look how clear that is. That is a well-defined tropical storm, almost a hurricane. And likely later tonight or early tomorrow morning, I would not be surprised if this was a Cat 1 hurricane. So this is a well-defined signature of a hurricane going to happen compared to what we just showed you in the Gulf. So that's what I'm saying. Hurricane, very unlikely. Chances of a hurricane, probably 5%. Tropical storm, chances, maybe 45, 50%. Tropical depression, the odds of that are probably 60 to 80%. So, again, guys, we will watch all of that very closely. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and rerun your forecast now, talk about everything that's going on. I do need to check one DM real quick that I was just sent. This should take me 1 second. Yeah, so we're gonna 1 second. We're gonna take a miniature break real quick. It should be like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. It's gonna be very quick. So I'll be back here, guys, just momentarily. Just gotta reply to a DM real quick, and then we should be good back. We should be good to come back and do a final rerun if you forecast for tonight. So yeah, here's San Antonio. I'm Chief Forecaster David Alford. You're watching Storm. Another update your forecast with tracking the tropics here in the Gulf and what's going on in the Atlantic. All this information you need to know is coming your way in about 1 to 2 minutes from now. And welcome back over to the Storm TV Network channel. I'm Chief Forecaster David Alford. Hope you guys' evening is going pretty well on this Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. And we got some tropical moisture that we're watching for your Friday late evening. Really Saturday, though, but some tropical moisture will do some impacts to portions of the state of Texas for you tomorrow, which we'll take a look at here in just a moment. Speaking on Saturday, we got some tropical moisture that should actually play a role into our weather on Saturday, as rain chances have actually gone up now to a 50% chance, and maybe a low-end tropical depression or storm potentially on Friday in the Gulf. We'll see how that goes. We'll give you the latest synopsis, predictions, thoughts, everything you need to know. Also, a hurricane going to impact portions of the Atlantic, or I should say it's developing out in the Atlantic right now. We'll go ahead and give you the latest synopsis and imagery that you need to see before you go to bed tonight. So, if you guys are enjoying this live update, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know when we go live. If you enjoy this update, make sure to hit the like button on the broadcast tonight. And of course, here on Storm, we got a brand new official website. It's called stormtv.net, and you can actually view your current weather synopsis forecast for your area, no matter where you're at in the United States, with a look at current temperatures and conditions, your 7-day forecast, hourly forecast, your almanac, as well as a radar feed. So you get to take a look at that on our website. Oh, also, there's tropical weather, too. So when there's tropical events occurring, like what we have now, hey, that's also on our website. So here's what we got. The current weather, Round Rock, Texas, it's 90 right now here at 9 o'clock. It's clear. It feels like 92, so it's a bit toasty out there. And look down below. That's an hourly forecast that we custom made. They'll text or not, but the entire design custom made. And if you go down, if you can actually see the 7-day forecast, which is very nice, the radar, and also you get to see the almanac. So very cool features here that we have on our website. And as mentioned, there is a tropical feature that's also added to our site. Speaking of tropics, we'll get to that here in just a moment. First off, here's what we're tracking. We're tracking and we're watching the Gulf and the Atlantic. Latest information coming up right after this. Tropical moisture will come in our area or near our area Friday, but should come into our area on Saturday into parts of the weekend. Question is will high school football weather events get interrupted starting Friday evening? And what about the events at Dell Diamond on Saturday? We'll tell you in just a second. So let's get to the latest here. Here's the eyes on the Gulf right here. This is an area of kind of area concern, I guess you could say, right in this corridor here. This is moisture. This is where we are tracking the risk of a tropical system to develop. Again, National Hurricane Center only giving us a 50% chance to develop at least the next 24 to 48 hours. We have way less than 48 hours for this to go. We have about, 36 hours-ish until this is going to really do some impacts to parts of the state of Texas. So we'll watch it closely. But as of right now, Invest 98L is the name of this here. It's moving northwest. Wind speeds at 17 and pressure. It's not the best. If it was below 1,000 millibars, we'll probably be talking about a real storm. This is just a area, low pressure, going to bring you some storms, maybe some localized flooding. That's probably about it. Nothing too significant as of right now. But again, we'll keep eyes on it closely. All right, latest spaghetti plots here. Now it's hard to see right here, but right here, they're saying this will mainly impact potentially between northern Mexico or southern Texas and make a run towards the southwest. That's what most of the models are predicting or hinting out. But as soon as this area of low pressure makes landfall somewhere in South Texas or far northern Mexico, it's the moisture, the storms will just go everywhere. So we'll have multiple days of storm chances here in central Texas and areas in central and southern and even portions of western Texas here throughout the next couple of days as mentioned. So again, we'll watch it closely. So as we get to your Friday evening, moisture will start pulling in from the southeast. So like Houston, Corpus, down to South Texas. Yes, y'all will have some of those tropical moisture. You'll have some of those tropical downpours as some of the feeder bands will start to work through your guys' area. But by Friday nights, as moisture starts to go down just a tad, hey, we look okay for now. But then by Saturday, moisture comes back up, the sun sets its peak out. Potentially, the area of low pressure is centered somewhere near Kerrville, potentially, according to this particular model. And it could be raining on and off for quite some time. So, again, lots to watch. Again, don't really focalize exactly where the storms are at, but giving you a general idea of where the risk for storms is. I'm going to say this. The entire viewing area has a risk for storms, which we'll go more in depth here in just a moment. Here in just a moment. So anyways, your future rainfall amounts right in this area circled in red. Yeah, this area could pick up anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain, potentially higher totals. Some models have been saying, hey, this may go all the way towards the hill country potentially for 1 to 3 inches of rain. Some models saying it's going to stick in southeast Texas and we may see nothing, or it's going to be flip-flops. So kind of a lot of uncertainty still, but we're leaning more towards, hey, right in this corridor of the coast, we'll have a coastal situation. So we'll watch it closely. Rain chance tomorrow, it's a very low rain chance tomorrow. The entire viewing area has a small 10 to a 20% rain chance. We had a 30% chance earlier, but it's really a 10% chance. Better rain chances, I would say it's mainly in our coastal plain counties, which we actually have an updated flood risk that we'll take a look at together here in just about a minute from now. Look at this. On Saturday, the entire viewing area has a medium to a heavy confidence chance of storms in our area. Again, when I show you the models, they were saying mainly the hill country, but that's what some models have been saying. Maybe just the hill country, maybe the I-35 corridor only in areas east of I-35. Hill country gets nothing, or it's been flip-flopped. So there is uncertainty. There is a lot of things that still need to be kind of just ironed out. So the future models, they're giving us an idea of what the future could look like, but giving you the exact location of who will see a storm, that's kind of hard to predict. But all I can say is there is a risk, there's a chance that your area could see something. So rain chances on your Saturday are about a 50% chance. So medium to a heavy confidence there. And that flood risk for tomorrow, to verify my 10 to a 20% storm chance, Lee, Bastrop, Fayette, as well as Caldwell, Guadalupe, and Gonzales counties are under the low end level 1 limited out of 4 flooding risk tomorrow. So mainly east of I-35, as mentioned, we'll have that low end threat of flooding. But as we get to Saturday, the entire viewing area is under level 1 out of 4 margin marks for flooding storms potentially. Between 1 to 3 inches of rain is possible, maybe higher amounts possible. But we'll see how things go. And some of us may see nothing. So it's going to be kind of who sees what situation on Saturday. But again, we'll have a better idea probably tomorrow, unless the models continue to be how they're acting like right now. They are for tomorrow. We won't know much details until when the actual event is occurring. Like a few weeks ago, it was kind of more of a nowcast situation. The models are just all over the place. We may end up something like that potentially. We'll see. But again, this is what we're watching. All right, overall tonight in Austin, 78 degrees, warm and humid, partly cloudy. Rain chances have gotten down to a 0% now. It was a 20% earlier. Rain chances are out of here for tonight. For your tomorrow, 97, hot and humid with some isolated storms in our area. If you plan to ride the bike tomorrow, go cycling. Hey, look, 80s by 8 in the morning, pretty toasty, not feeling great, but mid-80s by 10. It's hot and humid by noon at 91. That's why we're in the some impact level. 7-day temperature trend, 98 Friday, hot and toasty, but tropical moisture Saturday. Extra cloud cover should be in our area, so that's why I think we'll stay in the mid-80s. Some of us may be in the upper 80s for highs instead, but tomorrow, Saturday's weather, it's going to be a bit of a tricky day to predict the weather. So as of now, mid-80s and mixture of clouds and mostly clouds and sun for Saturday. Then just after that, mainly staying in the upper 80s Sunday to parts of next week. Rain chances, 10% Friday. There you go. It's updated. 10, 20% chance, very low. Saturday is a 50% chance where we're most confident for rain chances in our area. Sunday, it's a very low 10% chance. And Monday and Tuesday, precipitation chances start to creep back up, and you'll actually see that in our extended 7-day here in just a moment. So now let's go and track the tropics. We talked about the Gulf, we talked about our area. Now let's talk about the Atlantic, where things are also pretty active. Look at this tropical storm Aaron right now. Right, look at this, guys. This is a monster of storm right now. The white you see right there is very heavy moisture. And currently moving towards the west right now, wind speeds at 70 miles per hour. By the way, I predicted this storm 2 weeks ago to happen, and it's well verifying. So as of right now, location is 740 miles away from land, particularly the Leeward Islands. Next advisory is at 11 p.m. tonight. T. And wind speeds at 70 miles per hour. We're just a few miles per hour away from this becoming a Cat 1 hurricane. By the way, the National Hurricane Center is predicting this to become a Cat 1, just not a Cat 1, not even a Cat 2, but a Cat 3 hurricane is possible here by the later parts of the weekend here for portions of the Atlantic. This looks like this could make a run towards the Bermudas, so something that we'll have to watch closely as the island potentially could see some impact. Speaking of islands, hurricane warnings underway right now towards Charleston and Margaret's right now. So areas towards here, you got friends and family over there. Hey, alert them. Tropical impacts, strong waves will come their way here in the near future. Spaghetti plots here saying, hey, this is going to make a right strong turn. And that looks very possible. And that's actually what the National Hurricane Center is leaning towards right now, a really hard turn towards the right. As of now, it's going to the left, should take a curvature to the right, and maybe continue turning right. So, again, we will see how this progresses. All right, back here in Central Texas, at the Del Diamond on Saturday at 7:30, we got a game against the Sacramento at the Roanoke Express, high of 88 degrees, southerly winds at 10 miles per hour. Football weather is returning. We got a scrimmage tomorrow at Burnett High School tomorrow against Canyon Lake. 95 degrees for a high temp with south winds at 5 to 10. Mostly sunny and humid with a very small 10% rain chance. Besides that, your hourly forecast, 91 at 6:30. Double 8s at 86 by 8 p.m. and mid-80s by 9 p.m. So make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, that being water, Gatorade, and, of course, the best Dr. Pepper. And, of course, make sure you got them sunglasses tomorrow. Maybe even wear a hat if you want to. And, of course, maybe apply sunscreen if you want to. The UV index will be pretty high tomorrow, so you will look like a lobster. You look like a lobster for tomorrow. So, yeah, just a heads up, guys. So, yeah, be careful. So, hat, sunglasses, definitely recommend for tomorrow evening if you have any football events in any of our area tomorrow. So, it's 98 degrees on Friday with that 10% rain chance, mainly in our coastal plain counties with a low in flood risk. Saturday, a low in flood risk is for the entire viewing area. No weather alert day needed as of right now, but a 50% rain chance when we actually have the Austin FC game underway on Saturday, and of course the Del Diamond game against Sacramento. And in 98 on Sunday, as rain chances kind of take a lull in the action, and precipitation chances looks like they return, and temperatures actually start to warm back up, mid to upper 90s in our forecast, and it's going to be hot. The summertime pattern returns after a miniature day on Saturday, just mid 90s and low 90s here in South Central Texas. So not bad of a 7-day forecast. So if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, want to say hi or anything like that, feel free to say all that stuff in the chats. But overall, that is pretty much everything that we have needed to go over. We go ahead and go back to my other computer over here. Again, latest update showing y'all right here. This is the storm. This is the live latest imagery, and you can see that it's starting to get a look right here. I mean, this looks promising. It does look like we may actually get something getting going here soon. But you can actually see like the feeder bands getting going. Another one right here. So it's really starting to get going as this develops. So again, guys, we'll watch it closely tomorrow afternoon, I believe. Bryce should post a video. He'll break down all the information and details you need to know. Say that again. All right, so we got some breaking news weather-wise. The National Hurricane Center has just downgraded the wind speeds of Tropical Storm Erin. It was around 70 miles per hour. Now it's down to 60 miles per hour. That is quite impressive. So hey, and the reason why it probably went down 10 miles per hour is probably because it's dealing with some wind shear. It is in really warm waters though, so really the only story is got to be the wind shear. So yeah, the wind speeds have gone down just 10 miles per hour from where we were at last hour and the hour before. So that is some breaking news. We'll give you the latest news, imagery, and everything you need to know here in just a moment. So back with this system out in the Gulf. Again, guys, a 50% chance of a tropical depression or storm to develop here in at least the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, we're starting to run out of water, so it is moving to the northwest at about 17 miles per hour. So sometime tomorrow or early Saturday, really tomorrow, I think, is where it should make an impact either far northern Mexico or far southern Texas. And by the way, there is a flood watch underway in South Texas. You can see it right there. There's that flood watch. 2 counties, including Brownsville, or Brownwood, excuse me. Wait, is that Brownsville? Yeah, I think so. So ever since I learned about that new city, that's north of where we're at, always get Brownsville and Brownswood mixed up on the city names. So my apologies for that, but I'll get it pinpointed correct. And I love how it's not even popping up on here. So hey, that helps me even more. All right, so radar, again, showing nothing much right now where we have the flood watch in far South Texas right now. But again, guys, there's just not a whole lot to show or talk about. But there are some of those isolated sea breeze storms on radar. But again, just not a whole lot that we are seeing right now in the Gulf for now. All right, so we got Mike saying good night. I have to leave right now. All right, that is all right. So you have a wonderful night. We'll see you back here tomorrow, potentially. All right, so the latest information, breaking news coming in from the National Hurricane Center. They have downgraded Tropical Storm Aaron's wind speeds from 70 to 60 miles per hour. I'm kind of surprised. The wind speeds have gone down because just looking at the storm. Okay. Scratch that out. It's still 70 miles per hour. Apparently, the data we were receiving got incorrect. So, again, you can see right there. It's 70 miles per hour. Sorry about the confusion right there. 70 miles per hour. I was like, it slowed down? What? Okay, so yeah, 70 miles per hour. Apparently, the details or wherever we were getting information gave us wrong details. So sorry about that. But again, right there, pretty good storm. I got a feeling that. Oh, National Hurricane Center says 60 miles per hour. Wow. And then I guess they fixed it. Okay, good. So, anyways, again, guys, right here, new advisory at 2 in the morning tomorrow. So that's probably when I think they're going to probably put this as a Category 1 hurricane. I mean, just looking at this is just a well-defined tropical storm. This is a high-end tropical storm, almost a hurricane. So, hey, we'll get one soon. As of right now, no impacts to the United States anticipated at this time, but we'll see how things go here in the next coming days. So, again, back towards the Gulf. Watch things closely. Bryce will have an update on that, guys, for you tomorrow in the afternoon or evening. And I will be at school, of course. We'll probably get a stream going with your forecast update probably around 7, 8 p.m.-ish tomorrow to talk about everything. I'm probably not. But yeah, he's asking if I was going to go to the game. I'm probably not. I don't know. It's just a scrimmage game, so they're just like seeing who's good, who's not. Yeah. So again, guys, we will see how things go from there. But for now, I think that's pretty much everything we need to discuss. If we want to go ahead and return back to the 7-day forecast, we can talk about everything real quick and we'll call it from there. So there y'all go. Here's our 7-day forecast. Again, 98 for high on Friday, a small 10 to a 20% rain chance in our southeastern counties, so mainly favoring Gonzales, Guadalupe, Caldwell, Fayette, maybe Bastrop, Lee, and maybe even Milam counties. Y'all could see some storm chances tomorrow, but areas I-35 points west, I don't really expect much in storm chances. But it's not zero, but I don't expect much. 98 for high Friday, very hot. So, of course, you guys going to those football games tomorrow or any events tomorrow in the evening, apply sunscreen, recommend that. Wearing sunglasses for sure, getting a hat or some way to get air conditioning, and, of course, drink plenty of fluids. top key things to do tomorrow evening if you're going to be out and about. And then on Saturday, mid to low 90s for highs as thickening cloud cover will take underway our skies and those storm chances with a 50% rain chance. And on Sunday, high upper 90s with a small 10% chance. And Monday, a 20% rain chance. And after that, we got upper 90s in your forecast Monday through Thursday with those 20 to 30% rain chances in the rest of your forecast. So we'll have a new updated version of your forecast tomorrow afternoon. And we'll have another updated version of your forecast tomorrow evening. So that's how things will play out, and that's how things will go. So for now, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you watching. We hope you guys enjoyed this update this evening. This is a more of a in-depth, I guess, tropical update, I guess you could say. Also, your local forecast. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. We hope you have a wonderful evening and night. Tomorrow's Friday, so I got one more day of school, and it's the weekend, and then hey, I'm back to school for 2 more weeks straight, and then I'm going to Kansas in the first few days of September and the last day of August. So yeah. But anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. I'm Chief Forecaster David Alford with Storm, alongside with producer Bryce, and we got Pac-Man saying W stream. So thank you very much for that. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Again, Bryce will have an upload sometime tomorrow afternoon, and we'll have a stream most likely in the evening time. We're just going to do what we just did this evening. We'll do the same thing, but should be an earlier time. Again, I apologize for this being a late stream. I know some of y'all went to bed early probably tonight, but we'll do an earlier update tomorrow, probably around 7 p.m. or 8. All right, so now, if that's all you guys want to say in the chat, I'll wait like another 20, 30 seconds. If there's nothing else, we will call it from there. But again, guys, very nice stream tonight. As y'all know, we were testing some stuff out with my new laptop right here. It's very nice. I like having it right here. And also, it could be quite helpful when it comes to maybe to do other coverage. Maybe I'll use that as a car in the future. We'll see. I could probably use this as like a screen to look at, because you'll see me look a lot down here. That's where my monitor is at, so where I can like see the green screen. But maybe I can have one right here too. So, well, it's pretty much I already have one there technically now. I just need to set that up. All right. So, anyways, that's what I got for now. Looks like nothing else has been said or needed in the chat, so we'll call it from there. Again, guys, hope you guys' night goes pretty well. Me and Bryce will see you back here tomorrow afternoon and evening. We'll give you updates on the Tropics, your weekend forecasts, the Delta Diamond game tomorrow on Saturday, and your forecast for the next week. So for now, guys, have a wonderful night. As mentioned, I'm Chief Forecaster David Alford, along with producer Bryce. Get updates on your forecasts on the go, wherever you need to, as well as get radar updates on our website, stormtv.net/weather. That's where you can get the latest updates on your local forecast. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.